Joining us now from Seahawks training camp, Nick Bellore. Nick, how's it going?
Nope. There we are. There we are. Now, if you guys would have been in person with me, this would have never happened.
I know. Actually,
come
Nick,
down here.
apologize.
I'm at this empty studio.
It's on me. It's on me.
I don't remember you guys doing this with Bobby or Geno, so I kind of see how things work.
Bit of a double standard here.
But I'm here and solo. I'm trying to not make it awkward, but I'm excited to be here.
Nick, we're excited to have you, man. Thanks for joining us. What'd you learn from the mock game? What are you seeing? Is your team what you think is going to be? Obviously, you're playing against each other. You're not tackling to the ground or whatnot, but what'd you see?
Well, I think first and foremost, I learned that we have like a new thing walking out of the tunnel, like we walk through like a bar area, which was pretty exciting. I can have like people are yelling at you, and it's pretty cool. But as far as the game, it was exciting to see the young guys out there, and it was kind of the first kind of real game action a lot of those guys have had. I think it was awesome. We had a lot of young guys stepping up, making plays. The rookie classes, as much as I hate to give them any praise, they have been doing quite well, and just their assignments, playing hard, and I think kind of grasping the entire concept of how we play football here has been a pretty seamless transition for those guys. So it was fun to kind of go out there and watch those guys, fly around.
I'm sure that Geno last year was, taking on the mentality of a starter. Like, even though the job hadn't been decided, there's no way you get the job without telling yourself, like, I'm the starter, I'm doing this. But do you notice anything different about him in this camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think just full command. I don't think it's can't really think back to last camp, but just it's kind of a continuation of last season. And, once he had the reins, obviously he didn't let them go at all. And it's just been like the consummate professional for us. And then, a great player on the field and a great presence in the locker room. And I think that that stems from just years of kind of not getting his shot, and then finally, getting it and embracing that role and, taking full advantage of it. So it's been incredible to watch it. He came into the league with the Jets when I was there. So to see it happen kind of, 9-10 years later is pretty awesome to see.
Nick, what's the fullback community like? You're the only fullback on the team. Not too many in the league. You guys link up? You guys have a text thread you guys share? What's it like being in a group that doesn't have too many guys in it?
We don't. We probably should. I'm probably there probably is a group chat and I'm not in it.
I know, but Bump, you made it weird. Like, what if, do you know about the fullback group chat?
Yeah, is there something you want to tell me? No, I think that I obviously get left out of that stuff, but it's fun. There's only a couple teams.
Yeah.
I usually hate like interacting like before the game or after the game, but usually there's like that, quarterbacks go up and, talk to each other after the game, even though they may not know each other at all. I always despise that, but I end up kind of doing the same thing with fullbacks. They're like, oh yeah, we're still doing it. Huh? They're like, oh yeah. So it's not the 1920s anymore. So there's probably like 4 of us. But it is fun because it's kind of like we need to start like lobbying or something to keep it as a position in the NFL, but I'm always excited to see another fullback out there.
Do you recognize that? Do you just look for the neck roll? Like, what's the move?
Neck roll.
There's usually neck rolls. I need to bring that back, actually.
That's what I'm saying. You absolutely need to bring it back.
I know that was like a big thing when I was in high school, and then you look back and it makes you look so wildly unathletic, and I do a good enough job of that on my own without a 3-foot board behind my neck. So, but it does look pretty cool. And you'd always look across, especially in high school, you're like, oh my gosh, look at that guy's neck. And then you realize it's just this huge tube that he put in. But it's, no, it's tough. Usually the guys look kind of like they could be wrestlers. And I always lie and tell guys I won 4 state championships wrestling in high school, which usually they believe. And then every once in a while we'll get a rookie that was actually a state champion wrestler, so I make sure not to say it around them, which we do. I think Levi Bell, one of our undrafted rookie free agents, was a state champion wrestler, so I made sure. And if you see him, you would think it too, and you would assume he's a fullback. So I make sure I don't pull off that troll around him. but usually kind of the same kind of look, like no neck.
Yeah.
The normal stuff. Lots of like extra tape, maybe
You can
like
spot him a mile away.
face painted or whatever.
Random thought before I ask you the next question, Nick. My buddy played receiver in high school and wore a neck roll, and it is the funniest thing I've seen when we turn on the highlight
brutal.
tape. It is ridiculous.
Wow.
I can't believe he wore a neck roll.
At receiver?
At receiver.
Was he like a slot guy? Like, what was his deal?
I don't know. Something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
But when you look at this running back room, man, you've been in a lot of rooms with some talent back there. How talented is this room, and what should we expect?
Oh, it's awesome to watch them, and even guys that have been here that DJ Dallas just keeps making plays, and he's special teams, running back, doing all that stuff, which is great. And then you have Kenny and Charbonnet in there, and they're doing a great job. I think that they embrace kind of like learning it's more than just running the ball. You have to be able to protect the quarterback, go out on passes and all that stuff. They catch the ball well. They're brutal pulls if you're doing one-on-ones when I'm playing linebacker, because there's no way I can cover them. So I just pretend like I've got safety help or something and kind of trot behind them. But, they've done a great job, and I think, it's a testament to what they're doing, and as well as obviously the O-line and all that stuff. But, you couldn't ask for anything more from them.
Hey, Nick, when sometimes you make a lie or tell a story, but then you have to like maintain it? What's a lie that you've told, maybe even players on this team, that like it's the longest one? You may not have gotten away with it or still be getting away with it, but like the longest one you were able to maintain?
Oh, it's really countless, but
it's never ending.
One I'm particularly proud of is, and I think it did okay at the mock game, but last year, I do this every year, but usually in the preseason, when we're going out, they usually have introductions, and I'll usually call out, hey, rookies, they're introducing the rookie class, hang back, or, the second team punt return, they're announcing you. And you'll see these like fresh out of college kids like sitting in their lockers like with a towel over their head, bopping their head, and we're all like running onto the field. And I think literally last year they had like 20 guys in the locker room because they thought that they were getting announced, which I don't even think that they do in the preseason. So that's like kind of that's a nice little troll that I've been pulling off for a number of years now. Awesome. And then I think, the wrestling one always hits. It was like, 4-time state champion, 4 different weight classes, and now all the coaches like, oh man, that's crazy. I could see that. I'm like, yeah, you should have seen it. And they act like Google doesn't exist. It'd be really easy to disprove, but they never really. They
Maybe
just
you're just
take me
really
up
trustworthy.
Yes. Trying to think of some other good stuff. Sometimes, like before the first scrimmage, I'll tell the rookies the rookies have to play helmets with no face masks on because they have to learn how to tackle correctly. So they've had to go to EK and ask to get their face mask taken off before we go out. So EK hates me for that, but that one generally works pretty well. But it's really countless.
I'm just imagining just walking in. I would fall for that. Someone told me the other day to order. I was picking up a group of burgers for friends, and someone was like, yeah, say make it on the house. It's like a style. And I was like, can I get this on the house? And the guy was like, no.
Yeah, that stuff is that you can mess with those guys
you
endlessly.
Absolutely can.
And it's the best when you see them whispering to each other, like off, like they're like, is he serious? And usually I have enough guys. I have a coalition now that it kind of carries it out for me because you need some people to kind of help these things along. But yeah, I've been able to pull off some pretty good stuff. I would say that those are some of my better, safe for the airwaves ones.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you keeping it FCC friendly, Nick. Thank you so much. He is Nick Bellore, kind enough to take a quick break from practice and join us. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks,
we
Nick.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.